What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. If you're watching this video, you probably already know that, but it is time for my annual, yearly sort of channel update video to talk about what happened over the last year, in this case 2018, and then of course talk about a little bit about what I'm going to be doing or planning or thinking about doing and all that stuff over the course of the next year. So got plenty of stuff to talk about as far as the past and the future, but before we get into that, I want to share with you guys one of the most important things and the biggest project I think that I'm gonna try to start in the upcoming year, and it is the most important, and that's why it's coming up at the beginning of this video, because it is the most important, and that is the fact that I'm going to be launching a podcast kind of show video thing where I'm just going to talk about Korean music, you know, whether it's K-pop or Korean indie. We're going to talk about like news, relevant, important, significant news, not petty drama stuff, but, you know, releases and, you know, achievements of groups and recognizing stuff like that. Potentially just kind of keeping track of new releases, suggesting music, talking about new music that has been released and stuff like that. I don't specifically know exactly, I don't have a solidified idea of the variety of topics that I might cover, but you know, I do have a general outline and idea of how this is going to look. So that's going to be basically taking advantage of the premieres feature on YouTube, which means that when it gets published at 9 p.m. Eastern time every single Sunday, that it will basically be shown as if it is a live stream. And so if you're watching it, then you can come in and participate in the chat and talk to other people who are watching it, myself potentially included, depending on what my work schedule is. And, you know, we could have some fun watching it as it kind of airs and plays in real time. And then of course, if you don't make it to the live portion of it, then of course you can just watch it or listen to it at any time that you want after the fact, after it is published. So that is something that I'm super excited about. It's going to start off, it's going to be super basic, really potentially a lot shorter than it will be you know, after, well, towards this time next year basically. And it'll be, you know, it's very interesting. I'm very excited. We'll say this to just kind of like wrap this all up. I'm very excited to see how this thing develops from basically this Sunday, which is going to be the first episode, hopefully, all the way to the final episode that I upload of 2019. I'm very interested to see what the changes are. And of course, you know, it can only, I think, get better in a way. So that's that. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys have got any suggestions for what I should name it, because I'm just naming it the ROK Music Review, super basic, basically just taking the name of this channel and turning it into like a little show podcast thing. But if you got a more creative and fun name, then definitely leave comments below with suggestions. Also leave suggestions for kind of just generalized sorts of topics and segments that you would like to potentially see incorporated into this podcast thing. And then of course, since I'm calling it a podcast, we might at some point during the year try or you know, work on getting it sort of pushed to podcasting services so that you can subscribe to it and just, you know, listen to it whenever you want. That'll be a little bit interesting as well. So with all of that being said, that big massive announcement out of the way, let's talk about what happened over 2018 and then look at what's going on in the future. So 2018, I'm normally, or at least the last couple of times that I've done this whole yearly recap video, I kind of talked about, you know, I gained subscribers, I, you know, raked in a bunch of views and did all that kind of stuff. But 2018 was really, I think, phase two of me sort of like really having a little, I don't even know how I would describe it, but it was me, you know, trying to just figure the gears in my mind turning on how I can kind of adjust and shift what I've been doing on YouTube to be something that, you know, that fulfills me more as someone who's making videos that I get enjoyment and I get happiness out of, you know, making those videos. I'm not bored. I don't feel like it's a chore. How I can adjust my content to kind of, you know, fulfill me in those ways, and also be something that, you know, is a little bit different from your, you know, basic generic run-of-the-mill reaction video. Because you know, let's be honest, when I make a reaction video, when people click on a reaction video, they want to see someone with a crazy reaction. They want to see screaming and like, oh my God, and all of the slang that the kids use these days and stuff like that. And, you know, if you've watched me for a while, then you know that it's just really not my style. You know, I'm very, very reserved and all that stuff. And I think that my content, the strength of my content is more in the more, you know, thoughtful sort of nature of my content and the way that I approach listening to K-pop and enjoying K-pop. And so, you know, I was trying to figure like, how do I adjust and, you know, incorporate that aspect of this stuff into my videos in a way that is going to be something that is interesting and attractive to people that will, you know, and a little subtone underneath it was, how can I change my content that will, of course, like I said, not only, you know, fulfill myself, but also be interesting and entertaining to viewers who are watching those videos. But then also a teeny tiny portion of it is like, how do I do this in a way that will potentially, you know, continue getting me viewers? I'm not going to just completely lose my entire audience. And that was the thing that I've been contemplating for like basically the entirety of this year. And I know this because when I kind of went through and refreshed myself on all of the uploads from or all of the video releases from 2018 for my favorite songs of the year video, I just kind of noticed that I uploaded a lot of videos where, you know, that came back and I kind of was like, hey, I've been gone for 2 weeks. I was like burnt out. I just wasn't motivated. And now I'm back. But this is why, and this is how things are going to change. And I made those videos on a consistent basis this year and nothing changed at all in any of the way that I was doing anything. So, you know, going forward in 2019, like I'm actually going to make a significant change, or maybe not make significant change now, but compared to the majority of videos that I uploaded over the course of 2018, it's going to be a pretty significant change. And I've actually, you know, already made this change with the format of my reaction videos or my first impression videos, as I think I might just kind of end up calling them more. But they're going to be titled basically a reaction/reviews because that's what they are. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I think since maybe October or so, you know, I've been uploading videos that are like 15 to 20 minutes long or so, because I've been fitting in, of course, a reaction video, my very, very first impression thoughts on a song, and then following that up with some, you know, additional deeper thoughts on a song, you know, after I've listened to the song, you know, more times after that. There's still, you know, relatively basic first impression thoughts, but, you know, on one hand, I'm giving you like the most basic, unfiltered thoughts, you know, sort of like thought out thoughts, and then I'm coming back with some more, you know, in-depth discussion on a song. And those videos have done really, really well. Whether I've uploaded them within, you know, a day or two of a song getting published or getting released, or if it's even been a week or so after the fact, you know, I've still been getting views, and all of that stuff has been great. So it's been that format has kind of proven in terms of like reception on YouTube, how it's going to get promoted on the platform, you know, I guess how the algorithm likes it or whatever. It's working in that regard. But the thing that I'm really, really enjoying the most out of the change in the format is the fact that pretty much every single one of these videos that I've uploaded has actually had a very, very large amount, a significantly increased amount of, you know, just commenters in the comment section, engagement on the videos with people discussing the things. And we're discussing in the comments, discussing the release or discussing the group or anything like that. And the reason for that, I think, is because I've been including a question of the video in the middle of every single video that I upload. And, you know, having a question that I ask the viewers has been something that has kind of gotten people much more engaged than just uploading your just regular, you know, reaction video. So that's been something that's really good. And I'm going to continue, of course, doing that. I'm going to continue doing the format of videos because it's working out really well. I personally am enjoying doing it. I think there's people who are enjoying watching those videos. And of course, they kind of are something a little bit different when it comes to in the whole reaction, K-pop reaction video genre. So it's not something that like literally everybody's doing, that anybody who can have a camera can do, but it's something that is slightly different. It's kind of like that, but it's slightly different. And I think that's something that is appealing, you know. Every creator on YouTube who's popular, no matter what they're doing, is doing something that a lot of other people are doing, but they're doing it in a way that is unique. And, you know, that's kind of the thing, you know, Form of Therapy, React to the K, JREKML, or Dre, I guess you can say just now. All of these people they're doing things in a way that is unique to them that nobody else can do, or that nobody else really does, or people attempt to copy it because that's what works for them. And I'm doing something I think that is different from what they're doing. And, you know, like I said, it's working as far as like growth of the channel, sort of, but more than anything, it's working because it's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that fulfills me, and it is something that is actually generating some sort of discussion on the releases, which is what is most important. And then the second big change in conjunction with that I'm going to be, you know, working on over the next year is that I'm not reacting to every single video that gets, or every single song that gets published or released, or, you know, whatever. I'm not going to make a music video reaction for literally everything like I have in the past. Doing that turns into a grind. I get burnt out. I'm not having any fun making videos. I'm forcing myself to make videos when I don't really want to, so that my video quality and, you know, of like my commentary, my thoughts and all that stuff is just down, and I just don't necessarily enjoy myself and the songs when they get released. So, you know, I'm going to be making videos for songs for songs and groups and all that stuff that really kind of get me excited, that I'm very interested in seeing what they're doing. So like I said, not every release is something that I'm going to cover with the first impression video. I might come back and do a song review video or something else after the fact, but reaction videos and, you know, first impression videos aren't exactly going to be something I do for every single group, because like I said, doing it, you know, quality over quantity, I guess, is basically going to be the mantra and the way of thought for everything that I do as far as videos that I upload going forward. And then, you know, going in hand with that whole quality over quantity thing, that also means that as I make a reaction video for only the videos or only the songs that interest me, then that very well might mean that I don't actually get to cover a song within the first day or two. It might even be a week late. It might even be 2 weeks late. You know, who specifically knows? But I'm not going to be, you know, uploading these reaction videos with such quick turnaround time from when they're released, because I just don't need to anymore. It's kind of shown that, you know, as I've done that with other releases over the last few months, that it works out pretty decently well with the way that I'm doing things, and I'm happy about that. And like I said previously, ultimately, at the end of the day, the thing that matters most is that I'm enjoying making videos, and that people are leaving comments and discussing and sharing their thoughts. Those are the two things that matter more than views or subscriber count to me right now. So that's going to be that. So reaction videos, not every song. They might be late. They might be really late. It is what it is. And then another reason why they might end up being late too is because I'm going to limit myself to just uploading one video per day, basically 6 reaction or review videos per week, plus my whole, you know, podcast thing on every single Sunday. And that's going to be that. And my schedule is also, I'm going to try and make an actual effort to kind of fill out my upload schedule with more, you know, individual song reviews, or like a follow-up video to a first impression video that I made, or, you know, just a general song review for a song that I didn't make a first impression video for, or an album review. Those are going to be more things coming up in the near future. I'm also, in addition to just all of that stuff in general, then also want to cover more indie music. I started doing some of that a little while ago, but since I've been pretty inconsistent with all of my uploads in general, that whole, you know, Korean indie series thing sort of didn't necessarily take off like I had thought it was going to in the beginning. Not necessarily because, you know, audience reception wasn't there, but because I just personally just didn't commit to uploading videos like consistently like I needed to. So that's really what's going to be happening in the future. Just to kind of summarize that, if you actually made it all the way to the end of this video, because maybe this little bit was kind of a little bit of a jumble of words, but going forward in 2019, I'm going to be making reaction videos or my first impression videos based on the format that I've been doing for the last couple of months for the releases that really interest me. So if a release doesn't interest me, I'm probably not really going to cover it in a video on YouTube publicly. And, you know, that's just going to be that, because I want to, you know, focusing on quality content over the quantity of content. And that is going to be something that will help with that. And then in addition to the whole helping with the quality of the content is I'm only going to upload 1 video per day, because I want to focus on making quality content versus, you know, a quantity of content, because that'll actually end up, again, long-term good stuff is going to come out of quality videos versus, you know, a ton of poor average quality videos. So that's going to be good. And then reaction videos, they may be within, you know, a day or two, or they might be a week or so later after the release. Again, kind of focusing more on the quality over quantity thing. And then in addition to the reaction videos that I'm going to be making, they might be a week or two later than a week or two after the publication or the release of the original song, because I'm going to be trying to work into my daily upload schedule more review videos, specifically, you know, song reviews, album reviews, whatever, in addition to coverage of Korean indie music as well. So that's what I've got. This video definitely, I think, started off strong, and the last half of it kind of fell apart a little bit, but that's okay. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I do appreciate it. It shows that you kind of do care. You want to stay updated with everything that is going on this channel. If you have any suggestions for stuff that I should do in the future, then leave your thoughts down below. Either way, super happy with what happened in 2018, to be completely honest, and I am very, very, very excited and optimistic and hopeful and eager to see what happens going forward in 2019. So hopefully you guys had a fantastic year, and I do wish you, I guess, you all a happy new year or whatever, and let's make 2019, I guess, a better year than 2018, or at the very least let's improve upon 2018 a little bit. So as always, guys, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.